Welcome to Jesus Yoga. This is a long, more advanced back bending sequence. There's another shorter video that is more beginner friendly and suitable for all levels. Back bending involves opening your heart to God, your destiny, life, and others. It means to be open, vulnerable, and loving. Through past hurts, we decided to close our hearts to feeling, loving, and experiencing, building a wall where you feel protected and closed, but you have also built a place that is a prison because nobody can come in, but you also cannot get out. Backbending helps you to open up again, and it often happens that emotions from the past rise to the surface. Let that happen in order to experience healing. I never knew that backbending involved not only a flexible spine, but also a solid foundation, leg and arm strength, and open shoulders. We will be working on all of these, the flexible spine and the strength in your shoulders, arms, and legs, as well as the opening of the shoulders. If back bends cause you pain, stop immediately. For some of these movements and postures go very deep. Make sure you never fall and sink into your lower back, which can cause back pain, but rather lift from your heart, opening up the upper back. Feel yourself. Feel what your limitation and possibilities are, and accept them in the flow of the moment. In this practice, we will start first with body isolation movements, asking the body to slowly open up, never forcing it. Let's flow with it. So, when you're ready, let's start. So we come into a simple cross-legged seat. I like to have one foot in front of the other. It's just more comfortable. And we're going to start with shoulder rolls. Big rolls circling to the front and to the back. Now combine it already with a breath. Inhale, raise the shoulders up, and exhale, lowering them down. Slowly lifting up and lowering. Maybe making the circles a little bigger and going to the other way. That means to the back and then to the front. And again, raise your shoulders, inhale, exhale, roll them down. Nice big circles. Now lift your head, don't let it drop back too far, and lower the chin down, up and down, and you should really feel it in your front of your throat. It's like you're stretching your throat upward and make it longer. And then you come to the side, one ear to the shoulder. Doesn't matter which side you start. And now your chin lowers a little bit more to the chest. You feel it a little bit more in the back of your neck. And to the other side. Remember to breathe, and now lowering your chin more towards the chest. Lifting again, and now you round your back backward, and on the inhale you come forward and really push your chest forward, rounding and coming forward. You can do this in your own rhythm, just combine it with your breath. Should activate also your core here. And now we're going to come from side to side. Sometimes it's easy to put your hands onto your shoulders because you don't want to move anywhere else than with your side body, and your shoulders should be kind of staying square. Now you come to the front, to the side, and rolling back. We're going to do rolls. To the front, side, back, side, front, side. And now make the movement more round, really opening up the chest, coming forward, and don't forget to breathe again. I inhale on the front and then exhale going backward. You can make the movements a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger and make them really big. You can incorporate a hip opener here. If this doesn't feel good to you, then come into the smaller motion. But here we're opening up everything. Also the hips, nice and loose. And now let those circles become a little smaller again, just the upper body. And now we're moving in rolls, in waves, forward and back. And again, forward with the straight back and then rounding the back up. Forward, it's like you're diving down. Now you're rising up, you're coming down, and with a round back, and inhale to the front, exhale to the back. Really combine this movement with your breath. Make it like a wave, really loosening up. Now going to make the movement a little bit more round. You dive forward and then with a straight back coming up. And again, forward and rounding your back. Coming forward and rounding your back. Coming forward and rounding your back. Now we're going to sit up tall, place our hands behind us, and really lift ourselves. Maybe stretch our neck, our head backward, rounding your back again, and opening up that chest really wide. You can lift yourself a little bit here. Now you're going to switch legs, and your less favorite leg comes to the front. And we're going to start the circles into the other direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling backward. Inhale and exhale. You can make them as small as you like or becoming bigger as you move on. Now again, lifting your chest forward and rounding back. Lifting your chest forward and rounding your back. It's almost like a cat-cow, just sitting up. And now we move from side to side, really just bending from the upper body, and again coming into the circular motions, making the circles. Maybe first a little bit smaller, and then you can go a little bit bigger. And if it feels good to you, you incorporate your hip opener and make the circles really, really big. Remember to breathe. And then make those circles smaller again. Releasing all tensions, asking the body to open up. Now roll forward again, dive down, and rise up with a straight back. Rounding, diving down, coming up with a straight back. Remember to breathe. And the other way. Straight back down, forward, and rounding yourself back. Rounding yourself forward, straight back up. Rounding, diving down, and with a straight back, you're lifting up. Again, moving forward, diving down, and with straight back up. Now we're gonna come to all our fours. That means on our knees and our hands. Make sure your shoulders are aligned underneath your wrists, and we're gonna come into cat-cows. So on the inhale, we're lowering our spine down, and on the exhale, we're really rounding our back. Inhale, and exhale. And you should feel comfortable, so go as deep as you would like, or make the movement smaller if that's more appropriate for you. And now we're gonna come into a motion, whatever feels good to you. I like to go around kind of like on circles and just loosening up the spine, the back, all the muscles in between. But you can stay in a regular cat-cow, maybe go the other way if you make the round movement as well, or stay in a regular cat-cow. I just like to loosen up all the muscles, all the tensions. Now come into a cat-cow again. Inhale and exhale. And then we're gonna dive a little bit further down and come through like an exaggerated cat-cow, but always keeping your back straight, not rounded up. So we're diving down, and the same way as we came in, we dive back and keeping our butt up. This is really working on your shoulders. You should feel it warming up the shoulders and rounding the back. Now we dive forward, come into cobra pose, lift ourselves up through a child's pose, and then coming forward again, always through cobra, back to child's pose, moving slowly, warming up the shoulders even more, and stretching our back. Now stay shortly in the child's pose. Round yourself forward again and come down all the way, and now lift back. Rounding forward, coming through cobra and lifting yourself up. Rounding forward and lifting back up. Don't forget to breathe. Coming forward. And now placing your hands underneath your shoulders again. Come into cat-cow again, loosening up the back, making it more flexible and warmed up. Getting rid of all the tensions you may have accumulated through strengthening your shoulders. Now dive back and stay in a child's pose, Balasana. Breathe into your lower back. Feel where any tension is stored up and just release it. Let it go, maybe through a sigh, going through your mouth. Now lifting yourself up, and we're gonna come into puppy pose, Utthana Shishosana. And we're gonna really lift our butt here, and we're gonna try to open up our shoulders and our arms a little further. Now we can, if you like to stay here, or you can bend your arms and place your hands right on your neck. If that is too much of a shoulder opener, leave your hands straight forward. Here we're opening up and asking the shoulders just to open a little bit more, and also the upper back and chest. Make sure to breathe. Breathe into your shoulders. Now placing your hands down again forward, and then you come on your fingertips and really lift. Again, if this is too much, keep your hands flat. Now slowly rise up with a rounding of your back. Come into seated position. And then we're gonna slowly stand up and come in front of our mat for some sun salutations with a little bit of different adjustments here. So make sure, we're gonna go slow, make sure to pay attention to it. You're gonna inhale, exhale, hands in front of your chest. Inhale, rising up and opening up your upper chest. Maybe come into a back bend without falling into your lower back. Move forward into a forward fold. Right leg moves back, opening up your chest. Now pay attention, we're gonna stay here. Lift our hands and maybe lift our chest up a little bit more. Now rise up on your toe, maybe lift your leg up only if you can hold the balance. Place your hands down, move back, and dive through into a cobra pose. Then down and up if you can, either into cobra pose or upward facing dog. Coming down again, and if you have the strength, come through a plank straight into a downward facing dog. Left leg comes to the front, open up the chest. Raising your hands up, coming into a half moon, opening up the chest again, having the hands apart or together, lifting your knee off the floor, come up, and placing both hands down, both legs to the front, forward fold. Inhale, rising up all the way, either only lifting your chest or coming into a back bend, and exhaling, hands down. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your chest. Inhale, maybe come into a back bend here. Exhale, moving into a forward fold. Left leg comes to the front, opening up the chest. Come into half moon, raising your hands up. And then maybe coming onto your toes and lifting your knees. Again, coming up and maybe coming into a back bend. Dive through into a cobra pose. Come down, lift up into upward facing dog. Come down and now straight through into a downward facing dog. Right leg to the front, opening up that chest. Rising into half moon. You don't have to come as far as into a back bend if you can't hold the balance. Now again, raising your knee, coming to a back bend, placing both hands down, both feet forward into a forward fold. Inhale, rising up, come into the back bend, exhale, hands down. Don't come as deep if it's not good for you. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, back bend, exhale, moving forward. Inhale, right leg to the back, opening up that chest, then half moon. Maybe raising up your knee and maybe coming here into a back bend if you can hold the balance. Placing both hands down, diving through into cobra, coming down, lifting up all the way into upward facing dog, coming down, and now rise. Try to rise through to downward facing dog. If not, place your knees down in between. Left leg to the front, opening up that chest. Now lifting your hands into half moon, and then you're gonna come up, raising your knee up, back bend, moving your hands, placing them forward. Come forward. Yeah, I made a mistake. Come into the forward fold straight. Maybe you did better than I did. Lifting up, inhaling, coming into back bend, exhale, hands to your side again. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, back bend, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg to the back, opening up that chest. The half moon. Maybe raising up. If not, stay placing your knee down. Stay down if you can't hold the balance. Now again, diving through into a cobra pose. Come down, come up again into upward facing dog, and come down again, straight into downward facing dog. Left leg moves to the front, opening up that chest. Maybe come into half moon, if that's enough. Stay here again, do it again. Or raise your knee up and come up and lift into a back bend. Placing both hands down, forward fold. Rise up, inhale, back bending, and exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, moving down, forward folds. Right leg comes to the back, opening up, again, half moon. Now lifting your knee off the floor if that's possible. Coming, placing your hands down, moving through, diving through into cobra. Lowering yourself, lifting yourself, upward facing dog. Lowering yourself down, lifting into downward facing dog. Right leg moves to the front, opening up that chest. Half moon, really lifting that chest. Never fall into your lower back. Again, lift your knee if you can, back bend, and come down. Make sure you keep your balance, forward fold. Lift and raise yourself up, maybe a back bend. Exhale, stand up straight. Again, hands in front of your heart, inhale, back bend, exhale, forward fold. Left leg comes to the back, opening up that chest. Maybe the half moon, opening up. Maybe rising up, opening up that chest. Placing your hands down and diving through, inhale, cobra. Come down, come up again into upward facing dog. Really straightening your legs here. Right straight into a downward facing dog. Left leg comes to the front, opening up that chest. Again, half moon, opening up that chest. You don't have to bend that much back if that's too hard for you, and never fall into your lower back. Opening up that chest again with the knees lifted. Forward fold. Inhale, rising up all the way, back bending. Exhale, hands to your side. Make any adjustments you always need, so it's good for you. Hands in front of your heart again, opening up. We're going to stay here a little bit, really opening up that chest. You see that I don't move into my lower back. Actually, the butt stays pretty jiggly. It's not tight. Raising that chest upward. And then come into a forward fold. Stay here. You can always place your hands on your upper thighs or your calves, or maybe you're hugging your knees or your calves and you come down a little bit further, but it's not necessary. However, if it feels good to you, make sure you have your balance. Inhale, placing both hands down. Right leg comes to the back, and again, you're opening up your chest here. Lifting your hands up, and you can keep them shoulder width apart or move here into the half moon with hands together. Really inhaling and exhaling, placing the right hand down and coming into a twist, lifting the left arm up. Lifting from the belly button up and really twisting, breathing. Now, if you can see if you can grab your leg from the back. Stay here. If not, you can always have a strap, a belt, anything, a towel that is holding that leg and really stretching your upper thigh. Now move back, dive through into a cobra pose. Make sure you're lifting your knees, your legs are really straight. Now your arms come onto your ears and you lift on every inhale to the middle, to the side. Lift the upper body, side. Really strengthening your upper back. And now placing your palms down again. Maybe interlacing your hands behind your back and really lifting your legs and your arms. If not, just stay in a simple cobra pose. Breathing here, holding that pose. And then placing your elbows down and come into Sphinx pose. Really opening up that chest and really keeping your legs straight and activated, but not your butt, just your legs. And it's like your fingers want to move forward, so your chest is really lifting forward. Now placing one elbow down, it's the left hand, and then you see if you can grab your right foot and you can stay here in this squat stretch, maybe even place your forehead down, or you're twisting your arm around and stretching here. This is more intense. Stay with the easier version if it's too much for you. Make sure both legs are parallel, the knees not moving too much outward. Placing your other elbow down to the side, and you can stay here in a simple stretch. If not, get a towel, and if you can't reach your leg, or come into a more advanced version. Breathing deeply, opening up here. If this was not hard for you, then we're going to go a little bit further and grab both our legs. And you can see if you can do that, and turn your palms around, and then lifting with the chest, with the knees, everything is working. If this is not working for you, come into a simple cobra pose. Placing your hands down and your legs. Come straight, lifting through with a core strength into a downward facing dog. And we're gonna stay here just a little bit. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the floor. Make sure your upper back is straight and you're really stretching from your shoulders. Relaxing, drawing in your belly. Look forward. Now place your left leg to the front, opening up the chest. Place both legs to the back and move through, dive through into cobra pose and lift again into a downward facing dog. Now right leg comes to the front, opening up that chest, maybe adjusting your shirt like I have to. And then you come into half moon. Stay here, lift it straight up. If that's already enough for you, stay here, or you come into a little bit more back bend. Make sure you really sink into your hips. Now lower yourself down, place that left hand flat to the floor and twist to the right, opening up the chest, maybe looking up. Maybe you can grab your foot from behind. If not, take a belt, a strap, a towel, something so you can grab your leg and feel the stretch. And always breathe. And then we're gonna come down, both feet to the front, come into the forward fold again. And you can always place your hands on your thighs, on your calves, anywhere. Rise up all the way, and then maybe come into a standing back bend. And I am not tightening my butt here. I'm only opening my chest, never falling into the lower back. Now we're gonna come into a seated position, placing our toes onto the floor, which is the easier version for beginners or for just more warming up work. Maybe we want to watch here for a second. We're moving the right hand across, making a half circle, placing the other hand into your lower back, making sure you're not falling into a lower back, and then we're gonna go on the other side. Really opening up that chest and that shoulder motion, really opening up and warming up a little bit more, because we're going to go into camel pose. And maybe now you can place your hand, the other hand that is not moving across, onto your heel. If not, keep it into your lower back, which is a little bit easier. We're flowing through. Make sure you combine the movement with your breath and move on your own, in your own pace. Now placing the left hand on your heel, and the right leg lifts first up and then lowers a little bit backward. Maybe you want to stop that video for a minute and watch. And then coming across again, the right leg to your heel and opening up that chest. Now lifting that arm up so your chest rises up more, and then moving back and opening up. Now again, moving across. if you can place both feet down, which is the harder version, and do the same movement again, coming across and moving to the other side. If that's too much, place your toes down again and stay here. We're just going to move a little bit further now, rounding all the way. Come into Ustrasana, full camel pose. Make sure your butt stays jiggly and you're opening up your chest. Right arm lifts and moves across again, and then the left arm comes across and opens up the chest. Both hands on your heels, and the left hand moves across to the front, making a half circle. Now we're going to come straight into Ustrasana, maybe keeping your hands onto your lower back, and maybe this is enough. Maybe this kind of back bend is enough for you already. You don't have to go all the way down. But if you can see if you can move and place both hands on your heels. Lift the left arm up and then move it across again. Half camel pose. Really opening up that chest. Placing the left hand down and then moving the right arm up and to the back, opening up a little bit more the shoulder. And then placing the right hand on your heel for camel pose. Really opening up that chest. And rising up, head comes up last. And now you come into a juicy child's pose, maybe moving slowly into it. If it's comfortable, you place both hands onto the sides of your heels. Stay here and breathe, especially into your lower back. Now rise up again. Placing both hands down, coming into a plank. And then you lift yourselves just from the shoulders. It's a different kind of shoulder strengthener. Lifting and lowering, and now you come all the way down, placing your feet down. And then we're going to come into bow pose. You can try to grab your ankles. If not, you can always have a belt there, and then on the exhale you lift. Your feet are trying to kick up and your chest is trying to open up. Shoulder opener. Really kicking with your legs and lower yourself down. Resting for a moment, placing your head on one side, to one side. And then onto the other side, relaxing the neck. And if you can, we're going to come into bow pose again. If you cannot do bow pose, come into a simple cobra again. Grabbing your heels and lifting, really kicking with your legs, and your chest is really wanting to move forward. Breathing here. Slowly coming down, lifting to upward facing dog, placing your knees down and coming into a child's pose again, resting, maybe placing your hands on the side of your heels. Make sure to breathe, to open up more. And then you slowly rise up, and we're going to come onto our back for bridge pose, Sarvangasana. And we're going to start warming up a little bit more, and then we're going to go into more advanced versions. Placing your heels right by your hips, feet are facing forward. And now you're going to lift your hip up as far up as you can. Place it down again. You can roll out your hip, lift and lower, roll out your lower back. It feels good to me. If that feels good to you, then you do that too. Lifting and lowering. You can do this on your own pace. Lifting. And now you can try it, if that's possible, to interlace your fingers underneath your hip and lift your hip up. Breathe. And then placing your hands right by your heels again on your side. And then maybe you can raise one leg up, which is really strength required. If you cannot lift it, just stay lifted with both legs on the floor. Try the other leg, lifting the other leg up. Hold it here for a few breaths and then lower both legs down. Lifting your hips, lowering all the way to the floor, and now hugging your knees into your chest. Breathe. Repeat this exercise if you cannot do full Sarvangasana, or we're going to come into a further pose. We're going to place both feet down again, lift our hip, placing our hands right by our ears, and then come onto our head without putting too much pressure or weight onto the head. We're still holding the pose here. Maybe this is enough for you and you can only do this, then do this, repeat this exercise. But make sure not to place weight or too much weight onto your head. Or you place your head down again, interlacing your hands behind your head, and we're going to come into a little bit more of a shoulder opener here. You can also, if you're more advanced, straightening out your legs all the way, but I'm going to stay here and just focusing on opening up the shoulders. Now I'm placing both hands by my ears and come into full bridge Sarvangasana. Lifting myself up and making sure my elbows are really straight. Placing my head down, moving my hands a little bit further in if you can, and then lift up again. You can also walk your feet closer to your head. That's also possible. Maybe lifting your heels off the floor and pressing further towards your hands. Straightening out your legs a little bit more. And then you can do lifts. You can place your head down and lift back up. This is really hard on your legs and also training your arms. And if you get tired, you come down in between like I'm doing, and I'm just hugging my knees into my chest, breathing deeply, resting for a minute. And you can repeat any of the other exercises. If this was enough for you, just lift your hip up and down again. Otherwise, we're going to come into bridge pose again, really building the strength. Coming onto your head and then rising, lifting up. Hold it here and breathe. We're just going to hold here. I'm going to place my head down and move my hands further in again, and then lift again and hold it. And this was enough for me today. You can do, of course, any other variations. I'm going to hug my knees into my chest and breathe. Now I like to roll out my back. It really feels amazing to me. If it doesn't do for you, then don't do this exercise, but I love it. Come into a seated position now. I have to adjust my hair after that many back bends. Take a breather. We're gonna come into Paschimottanasana, forward fold. First of all, you sit up straight, and maybe you need to place a blanket underneath your knees if they cannot stay all the way straight. It's okay to bend them. And you can also place your hands behind your back or on your thighs, on your calves, anywhere, or you can come all the way forward. It's okay to round your back here because we just did a stretch the other way, so it's really good to round your back now after that many back bends. Just come as much forward as you can if it feels good to you. You can always adjust in between, come a little bit out of the pose or a little bit further. And now I'm gonna lift up with a straight back. Stay here for a second and then rise up all the way. I'm gonna hug my knees in a seated position, move my chest forward and then roll backward. It's like cat-cow, but just in a seated position. Forward and really rounding your back. Moving forward and rounding our back. And then we're gonna come into a twist, placing one foot on over the other, moving into the twist here, or the bottom leg, the left one, can cross and then you move into a little bit deeper side bend, but whatever it feels more comfortable to you. Make sure your spine is straight. On every inhale, you straighten up more. On every exhale, you twist a little bit further. Now straighten out your legs again and move the other leg across. Mine is now the left one across, and move into the twist, either with a straight leg or you can bend your leg. And then again, on every inhale, you rise up, your chest lifts more. On every exhale, you twist a little bit further. Feel where there are any tight places and breathe into them, loosening up and releasing. Come out of this twist, slowly laying down on your back, using your core muscles to come down. And then hugging your knees into your chest, and then we're gonna do rolls. You're just gonna place your hands on your knee and you draw circles with your knees in the air. From the inside out, breathing deeply, just loosening up that hip. And then I'm gonna place the left leg down, the right leg. I'm gonna grab the calf, the ankle, the foot, or do the toe. Or you can get any kind of belt, towel, or anything. Place the other leg, either the foot down or straight leg. And then you're going to use your core muscles and maybe move up. Really using your core muscles. Your nose wants to touch your knee. Placing your head down again. And maybe you open up to this side. You can always keep your foot flat on the floor, the other one, if that's more comfortable to you. Otherwise, come here into the side twist, which is really good for your hip opener. Now rise up again, lift your leg using your core, placing your foot down, lifting the left leg, stay here. Grab it anywhere you can, and then move up. You're really using your core. Your nose draws towards your knee. Your shoulders lift off the floor. Breathing. Don't hold your breath. Keep on breathing here. Placing your head down and moving into the hip opener. And you can always Do the same motion with a belt or a towel around your foot if you cannot reach it. You can look to the other side, and again you can place your right foot down if that's more comfortable. Move up again, lift up with your core, placing both feet down on the floor, and we're gonna move into a Shavasana, which is really important because you integrate everything that you have just worked and relaxed. And you should just get into a really meditative state, letting your breath go, leaving yourself alone, and you're just resting, sinking deeper and deeper into the floor. Slowly start inhaling and exhaling deeper, stretching your arms overhead, stretching your legs like you're coming out of sleep, hugging your knees one more time into your chest, maybe rocking from side to side, which is good for your back. You can stay in this rocking motions or rock up and down like I'm doing, which feels good to me. But if not, stay down there and rock from side to side. You either rise up or you come to the side and come into seated position again, one foot in front of the other. And I like to lift my chest really high up, stretching the spine and rounding the back again. Inhale, lifting up, straightening up, and rounding your back. And then I like to roll my hips just forward and backward, just rocking, releasing any kind of tension from your back, from your hip that you may have accumulated. Now stretch to the side, keeping both butt cheeks on the floor. And to the other side, you're really just bending from the upper body. Come up and place the other foot in front. Roll forward and back, just a hip roll, to release any kind of tension. And then again, moving to a side bend, keeping both butt cheeks on the floor and to the other side. Just releasing anything that has accumulated. And that's all for you I have today. Thank you for practicing with me. If you like this video, click on the thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love to hear from you. Maybe any kind of suggestions. Thank you. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day.